Hello, my name is Paladino, and today we're gonna do Remnant from the Ashes. So, this is the first game, and it takes a bit longer to load because I have it on my external SSD. But first off, let's start with a new character. You have your two body types, you have your different heads, your hairstyles, your hair colors, which are all pretty nice. I think the graphics of this game hold up pretty nicely. Your hair colors, your eye colors, your skin tone, the usual character selection thing. Then we have your different scars here that are mainly just for show, and your different voices. There are also two game modes, the standard one and the hardcore. The standard one is your standard gameplay, you respawn, you retry, and there is hardcore, where your character always dies. You also always skip the tutorial, which gives you standard stuff. And there's also difficulty from normal to apocalypse, which they really scale well. Normal is okay, hard sometimes, but okay, and apocalyptic is really just for the people who want to do it. You can also randomize your character. But we're gonna go into one that I already had played a lot. Not too much, but a lot. Alright, so the loading times are usually not this bad. Please bear with me. There are two DLCs, which are, in my opinion, just build up after the story for a potential second game that already came out, so maybe you know that already. But it's really good to go back to this one, because it's really a good game and has a lot of replayability, but more on that later. So, this is our hub, and this is our menu. There is still good stuff going on in the background, so be careful when doing that on the field. We have our handguns with your handy mods. Some are fixed, some you can interchange with some weapons. But I like the Defiler, it's an advanced weapon. And also there are the long guns, which I am using the beam rifle. And I have the mini weapons, which this is a DLC weapon, the Hero Sword, which is basically the first weapon you have, just an upgrade. Then you have your 3 equipment slots, which have different perks, armor, and weight, and you can upgrade those. And you have your amulet and 2 ring slots. Almost everything's upgradable, like I said, with the same materials. Then you have your consumables, your materials, and your quest items. Then we go into the trades, which there are a lot, which you can get through different talkings, different quests, different side quests, different things you can do with different entities. Your map, which is not so fancy, but it works. And your options. I'm not going to go too much into that. So, this is our hub, and just let it and show you some skills like the game usually works. But I'm going to show you real gameplay later too. So, over here there are your 2 main dealers, I would say.
What do you need?
This guy upgrades your weapons with the right things. Weapons and armors, forgot, sorry. Weapons and armors. They go up to level 20, some go only up to level 10, depends on the weapon and on the equipment. Like the Defiler, it only goes up to 10. And there are really a lot of weapons. I don't have all of them, but I know there are a lot more, and
So long.
there are so many different playstyles. You just have to try
I'm not
around.
in the mood for chat.
NG over here,
What?
always mad.
All right.
Crafts your mods, and sometimes weapons. But unfortunately, I don't have anything I can do right now with her. Or over to the left, there is our trader room. We're gonna go into that later. But yeah, the main replayability part is the worlds outside, where you have your survival mode, your campaign mode, and your adventure mode. I'm not gonna go into the survival mode a lot because I didn't play it a lot, and someone else can probably give you a better opinion about that, because I myself didn't like it. There are a lot of different maps. Oh wait, I'm gonna go over that again. There's the ROM map, the courses map, the Racing map, the Isha map, the Earth map. We're gonna go into Earth, and there you can change your difficulty anytime you want. Or with your change of the adventure. The adventure usually consists of a few side dungeons, a main dungeon you have to go through to get to the rest of the world, and an end boss. The side dungeons usually have a quest, the main dungeons usually have a main quest, and there are some good and some bad parts. Let me just say that. Also, you get experience for defeating enemies and finishing quests, so you get trade points. But you can also find trade points. That's the usual part how I got most of them, just playing around and fighting enemies. There are also materials lying around, and sometimes there are even items lying around. So just explore.
This is it.
While I fight in the background, I'm gonna give you a little quick rundown over the story and what you have to expect. We are an adventurer coming from overseas from a little island that is mostly safe from the root, those bad guys that are everywhere on the planet. But you know, you want to change the world, you want to help people, so you go off, get overwhelmed immediately, almost dying. So yeah, fun times. And you can you get found by the people of the vault, or of course getting mauled or something. I don't know what they actually do to you, but your weapon breaks, so you get new equipment from them, like a new armor and a new weapons, because for some reason you're special. I don't know, maybe they treat all the people the same. But the world stone thingy, I don't know, I don't remember the exact name of the thing. Just the big stone, the glowy stone, reacts to you. So you touch it and you warp. And that's why you go to your first world, which is Earth. But you find tracks of Ford, the founder of this vault, that you actually see in the second game at the start, and in the DLCs. And one of the story DLCs, you see him too. In the background, you see that's a world change thingy, which can be a door or something to climb in or something to climb up, which leads usually to a side quest. I think in this one, yeah, it's a side quest. I remember that. All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the story now.
No, hell no.
The world usually
I don't get turned around.
No.
go the same parts through, like you always have a middle dungeon, you always have an end boss, you have the side dungeons.
Watching, huh?
The enemies
No.
change around, they're not only route all the time,
Don't ask
or
again.
the route changes around.
Trade? Yes. Sure.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna show some trader stuff here, because this guy, you can actually trade with them, but you can also try to get his mask, but I'm gonna try it later.
Fine. But just Trade? Yes.
But of course, he wants to hit you
Sure.
after that,
Yeah,
so
okay.
you'll see.
What mask? Oh, the...
And
No!
the end quest of your story is basically to defeat the root. What you find out is kind of an experiment of Earth. So it originates from Earth, but also I don't remember if the story explains how far it's back since the root came. But at least like your character's age. Because I remember the character knows nothing else than the world with the root. But some characters are older than the root. It's complicated a little bit, the story. So you come into this laboratory at the end with where the root spawned from, basically. And I'm telling you this, it's a major spoiler, but I'm leaving out key details. So don't be too spoiled. I guess you can also skip this part and probably not gonna take too long. So like 2 minutes or something, then you should be safe. There is this dreamer guy that you have to defeat because he basically spawned from an experiment, which they also kind of like retconned in DLC and the second game, which makes it a little bit more complicated. But you know, it's hard to make a story that should finish on its own in its own self, and then you have to make sense of another story part that comes later. This is it's not easy, I would say, but yeah. I think it worked out. The story is still pretty good, in my opinion, and keeps you going. Just keeps you going. So this is the main dungeon, which you can see they usually have a little bit more stories, like what works. Like I think this is the laboratory where you can find basically some of the experiments they tried. Yeah, that's the laboratory. I'm usually doing it the fast way because you can go around, fight all the sleeping enemies, find all the sleeping enemies and beat those. But you can always just go in here, turn the reactor on down there, and then they will come to you, which is fun. So yeah, and the DLCs play after the main story that is closed off in itself, but it just, you find Clementine. Remember, I shouldn't be too much in that thing. Clementine, she has some special powers that she can fight the root with, and she is on a different world. It's not really explained how she got there, probably through Ford, because she knows Ford. But Ford disappeared, as always. But he is on Earth, so you find him. And I think with that I'm gonna let go of the story and just go a little bit more of gameplay. Like, you can all do this all with friends or with random people online, the whole story and the whole game. You can go on adventure, you can go survival, you can go story mode.
It's over.
It's all multiplayer friendly. And that's one of the best parts. You can just go in, replay, get new items, get new stuff, upgrade stuff. and just keep going again if you fail to do something. That's one of the best parts of the game, the replayability. For Souls-like, I feel like most Souls-like do the replayability through trial and error, but not this one. This one does it through getting stronger or finding new paths, a little bit of the random dungeon creation that it has. Just the real good parts, I would say. Alright, I think that's all the key parts. I'm just gonna go to the trader in the main base, because I forgot to do that earlier. And also, it's not that important. I never usually buy stuff from the traders, because I like farming my stuff, because you get your trade points, you get your experience, you get new items. And well, I don't usually use items that much.
See what we got.
So, Reggie here, I remember his name, sells you consumables and I think 1 or 2 trinkets.
Hey, traveler.
I don't remember her, what she's called, but she gives you materials and you can break materials down. And this guy with the mask over here, I don't remember his name, I don't know his name, sells you trinkets and cosmetics, if I remember correctly. So these are all just skins you can wear over, pretty much. But yeah, fun. And this rude lady just upgrades your dragon shard, like your healing, the permanent healing. So, yeah, I hope I gave you a good look over the game itself. As I told you, the story is good enough for me, and it's a lot of fun to play through. It's not unpredictable, it's not super special, but it's good to keep you going. And the replayability of the whole game is the main point for me to play this game. Okay, I guess I said all of it, so let's go into the tier list. I would put it at a solid A tier because it's not S tier because it's probably not everyone's cup of tea. The upgraded Souls-like elements, the shooter elements. It's a good game. It has almost no bugs as far as I know. But A tier is solid. It's a solid one for approachability. And the overall specs of the game are not as high, if I remember correctly. Yeah, as if you can play it with a few years old PC, no problem. And it's on PS4, Xbox One, I think, and higher. Yeah, so yeah, graphics or processors are all pretty much a few years old, and yeah, 8 GB of RAM. Yeah, and the graphics cards. It should, a good laptop should also be able to play it, like no problem. All right, I guess that's all from me for this one. Thanks for watching, and hope I see you in the next one. Bye bye.